Welcome to Storytime. 5 years have passed since Piccolo's defeat, and the world has been at peace for a while, which means it's just about time for some jerk to come mess it up. That jerk is Raditz, who you may remember as Goku's brother. He comes to Earth looking for his bro, who he of course calls Kakarot. Raditz uses a device called the Scouter that can read people's chi levels, trying to track down the strongest people on the planet. He finds Piccolo, who trembles at the Saiyans' intense power. Raditz moves on and keeps looking for his long-lost sibling. Goku is flown to Kami-sen's island to see Bulma and Kuririn for the first time in a while. He's also brought the 4-year-old son Gohan to introduce him. He's a shy child compared to Goku, though everyone's really worried about the fact that he has a tail and could potentially become an Ozaru. Goku wants to train him, but Chi-Chi's insistent that he should be a great scholar now that the world is at peace. Speaking of peace, Raditz shows up on the island, where he reveals that he is Goku's brother. I already mentioned that in the first episode and then again like 30 seconds ago, but for Goku it's a big moment. Raditz tells Goku that he's a part of the Saiyan race, and that he's come to retrieve him because he, Vegeta, and their partner Nappa need some help with the planet they want to take over. Of course, Goku is a nice boy now and refuses to cooperate, so Raditz kidnaps Gohan and tells Goku to, and frankly I think this is a pretty reasonable request, pile 100 human corpses on a beach by the next day if he wants to see his son again. When he pieces out, Piccolo reveals that he's been listening and offers to make a temporary truce with Goku to defeat Raditz. The two speed off, and Bulma, Kuririn, and Kami-sen follow to watch the match go down. Raditz throws a screaming Gohan in his space pod, and initially laughs when Goku and Piccolo want to fight him since their chi level is so below his. What he doesn't know is that while most people's chi levels stay the same most of the time, martial artists on Earth can increase and decrease it at will, giving him a big surprise when Goku and Piccolo's chi attacks are far more powerful than they should be. Even so, Raditz proves a difficult foe, and while Goku has no new attacks, Piccolo does. Goku grabs Raditz's tail to stun him, while Piccolo charges the Masanko Sappo, or the Demon Light of Death. Raditz appeals to Goku's kind instincts and swears he's gonna be nice and leave, which is obviously a lie, but Goku lets go of his tail anyway. As a result, Raditz dodges the beam and pins Goku down, and his cries awaken Gohan, who bursts out of the pod and headbutts Raditz in a powerful rage. Goku grabs hold of the weakened Raditz, telling Piccolo to shoot through both of them since they can bring Goku back with the Dragon Balls. Piccolo is more than happy to oblige, and fires a Masanko Sappo again, piercing Raditz and Goku. Before he dies, Raditz informs him that Vegeta and Nappa have heard everything through their scouters, including about the Dragon Balls, and they'll be coming there in a year's time, which is, a pretty bad thing. The two leave the planet they were chilling on, speculating that mixing Earthling and Saiyan blood may create powerful hybrids, though Vegeta really just wants to kill everyone. Bulma, Kuririn, and Kami-sen arrive to the grisly scene. Piccolo decides to claim Gohan and train him, having seen the hidden power inside him, and no one can really say anything because he's Piccolo. Goku's body disappears, as Kami-sen guesses his Kami doing him a special favor. They also take the Scouter from Raditz so Bulma can study it. Goku arrives in the afterlife at a way station overseen by Enma, who judges each dead soul before sending them to heaven or hell. Kami has arranged for Goku to keep his body instead of becoming a spirit, and to traverse the 1,000,000-kilometer Serpent Road to meet Kaio, a god that stands above Kami. Since Goku has a clean record, Enma agrees and sends him off, and Goku sends a message home for his friends not to revive him until a year has passed. Piccolo takes Gohan to the wilderness and gently tells him that his father died a horrific violent death and he'll snap Gohan's neck unless he stops crying. He explains to Gohan that he has a great hidden power, but Gohan's not really feeling the whole training thing, so Piccolo decides to leave him in the wilderness for 6 months alone to either get tougher or get eaten by a dinosaur. Up at Kami's sanctuary, Kami and Mr. Popo note that Piccolo doesn't seem to be a demon anymore, and that he may be on a path to redemption. Meanwhile, Gohan accidentally strands himself on a high rock, but then catches a glimpse of the full moon and turns into an Ozaru, horrifying Piccolo. Naturally, the only solution is for him to destroy the moon again, because people in Dragon Ball just seem to hate moons. He gives Gohan a Kami School gi like Goku's but with his own symbol, and promises to give him the training from hell in 6 months. Back on Kami Island, Bulma's fixed up Raditz's Scouter so they can use it. Yajirobe shows up and tells Kuririn that he, Ten, Chaozu, and Yamcha have been invited to train with Kami. Chi-Chi flies to the island looking for Gohan, where everyone gets to deliver the wonderful news about where her son and husband are. 6 months pass, and Gohan becomes much tougher, eating dinosaur tails and just having a grand old time. Piccolo starts to train him for real, and though he's unforgiving and harsh, he does start to warm to the young boy. Goku finally reaches the end of the Serpent Road, find Kaio's tiny planet, which has 10 times Earth's gravity. Kaio initially thinks Goku's there to learn the greatest teamwork techniques, but reluctantly agrees to train him in fighting instead. Goku has a hard time just moving around in the gravity, and it takes him a full 40 days to get fast enough to capture Kaio's pet monkey Bubbles. Kaio teaches Goku the Kaioken, which increases all the user's abilities but puts a great strain on the body, as well as the Genki Dama, that gathers energy from all living things around to make powerful chi balls. Goku is revived, but since he kept his body in the afterlife he has to run back all the way on the Serpent Road, and unfortunately the Saiyans have just gotten to Earth early. Vegeta and Nappa are happy to be on Earth, and Nappa celebrates by leveling an entire city. Piccolo, Gohan, and Kuririn are the first to arrive on the scene. Vegeta recognizes that Piccolo is a Namekian alien, though it's news to both Piccolo and Kami. But it does kind of explain the whole, being a green slug person thing. Tenshinhan, Chaozu, and Yamcha arrive too, and the Saiyans decide to have them fight the Saibamen, alien warriors that come from seeds planted in the ground and who are each around as strong as Raditz, who it turns out was kind of the runt of the litter. Ten faces the first one and easily defeats it. Yamcha goes next and it looks like he defeats it at first, but then it latches onto him and self-destructs, taking Yamcha with him and unfortunately killing him. See, I didn't make a Yamcha joke. I'm getting better. Kuririn flies into a rage and destroys 3 of the Saibamen at once, Piccolo taking care of the last one. The attack doesn't hurt Vegeta and Nappa at all though. Nappa charges at 10, savagely breaking off his arm. Chiaotzu decides to cop a plate from the Saibamen's book and self-destructs while holding on to Nappa. Unfortunately, this does absolutely nothing, and 10 uses the Kikoho on him, putting in all his remaining chi so that it takes his own life. It destroys Nappa's armor, but he's still unhurt. Vegeta stops the fight and agrees to wait for 3 hours for Goku to arrive, but of course he doesn't show up. Piccolo goes for Nappa's tail, but turns out they've trained their tail so that won't work. Kuririn uses his new Kienzan, a spinning disc of chi, slicing a mountain but not doing much else. Goku finally returns from the afterlife, and Vegeta sees that he's pretty strong in his scouter, so he tells Nappa to finish the rest off quickly, figuring that Goku can increase his power even further like the other martial artists. They also decide to forget the Dragon Balls on Earth since there should be more on planet Namek. Gohan finds his courage and manages to land a hit on Nappa, but he comes back with a powerful chi attack. Piccolo runs in front and takes the full blast, defending Gohan. He tells Gohan that he enjoyed the time that they spent together before he and Kami pass away. Gohan tries to take revenge with the Masenko, modeled after Piccolo's demon chi attacks, but it's just not enough. Luckily, Goku arrives at last, healing Gohan and Kuririn and telling them that he's got it on lock. Goku charges up, amazing Nappa and Vegeta as his battle power rockets past 8,000. Nappa goes in the attack, but he can't touch Goku's speed, and Goku delivers a blow for each of his dead friends. Nappa decides to go after Kuririn and Gohan instead, but Goku uses the Kaioken, giving him incredible speed. He smashes Nappa's back, finishing the fight, but since he's no more use, Vegeta decides to end his comrade, blowing him away. Goku asks to move the fight somewhere where there won't be any collateral damage, and leaves his son and friend behind, though Yajirobe somehow ends up being right near the fight. Vegeta's true power is overwhelming, Goku resorting to Kaioken times 3 to fight back. Vegeta tries to use the Gallic Gun attack to destroy the whole planet, but Goku counters with a Kaioken Kamehameha, draining most of his power. Vegeta freaks out and decides it's Ozaru time, except Piccolo kind of blew up the moon, so that's not really an option. Luckily, Vegeta has a skill that creates a ball of light that simulates the light of the full moon and transforms. Gohan and Kuririn see the giant ape and head back, while Goku finally puts 2 and 2 together and realizes that he's become a great ape before himself, killing his grandpa and busting up the Tenkaichi Budokai arena a while back. Goku blinds Vegeta with a Taioken, hoping to take the time to form a Genki Dama for a final attack. Vegeta attacks first though, and Goku blows out one of his eyes but he can't fight anymore. Vegeta squeezes Goku with his big ape hands, killing him slowly. Gohan and Kuririn try to assist, but Yajirobe comes in with a clutch sword strike and takes off his tail, putting Vegeta back to normal. Goku's spent, so he tries to convince Gohan to tap into his hidden power, while he passes the energy he had gathered for the Genki Dama to Kuririn. With some telepathic help from Kaio and a bounce from Gohan, whose lack of evil chi prevents the Genki Dama from hurting him, Vegeta is struck with the energy ball and while it messes him up pretty bad, he's still not down for the count. Gohan's tail grows back, and Goku has him look at Vegeta's fake moon so he becomes an Ozaru, while Yajirobe gets his bravery on for the second time and slices Vegeta's back. Gohan goes on a rampage, so Vegeta copies the Kienzan and cuts his tail off. Gohan starts transforming back, but in the process falls on top of Vegeta, who is crushed under him and finally admits defeat. He summons his space pod to peace out, and while he's crawling over, Kuririn grabs Yajirobe's sword to finish him off. But Goku contacts him telepathically, oh, by the way, Goku apparently learned telepathy from Kaio at some point, I guess, and tells him not to. Kuririn naturally thinks this is a bad idea because there's basically a 100% chance that Vegeta's gonna come back and murder everyone, and Goku says he knows it's insane, but he was amazed how much stronger Vegeta was, and wants to train hard so he can fight him again and surpass him. Given that Goku saved the world a couple of times now, Kuririn decides to listen and let Vegeta escape. Bulma, Chi-Chi, Karin, and Kami-sen show up to take everyone to the hospital, and Goku and Kuririn have to explain that all their friends sort of died and there's no more Dragon Balls. However, Kuririn caught the comments Vegeta made about Dragon Balls on another planet and suggests they may find them on Namek. Kaio tells them where it is, and notes that a cataclysm in the past decimated nearly the entire population, but there's still about 100 people left. Karin says that Kami lost his memories when he was young, which is how he never knew he was a Namekian. Bulma does some super genius calculating and turns out Earth's fastest spaceship will take 4,000 years to get to Namek, which if you're keeping score is kind of a lot. Kuririn remembers that there's a second Saiyan pod and that he has Vegeta's remote, so Bulma takes it to experiment with. Everyone goes to the hospital with Goku in a full body cast. Bulma accidentally self-destructs the Saiyan pod, but Mr. Popo shows up and says he knows where a spaceship is. He takes Bulma to the Yunzabit Heights, a remote area where Kami grew up. What he had thought was his house turns out to be a Namekian spaceship he used to escape the calamity as a child, being sent away by his parents much like Goku was. With this ship, they can make the trip in only a month. With Goku injured and Yajirobe unwilling, Kuririn seems like the only one who will go with Bulma until Gohan asks to go too. Chi-Chi loses her mind at this proposition, but Gohan wants to bring his friends who died fighting alongside him back to life. Seeing Gohan's determination, Chi-Chi finally relents, and in 10 days the 3 allies are gonna fly to planet Namek.